Ready to soundtrack your summer? With Red Bull Summer All Day Play, you choose a playlist that fits your summer vibe the best. Are you a festival fanatic, a deep-end DJ, a road dog, or a trail mixer? Just add a song to your chosen playlist and put your summer on track. Red Bull Summer All Day Play. Red Bull gives you wings. Visit redbull.com/brightsummer ahead to learn more. See you this summer.
Hello and welcome to episode 372 of the Filmmakers Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk
filmmaking,
from indie film to studio films to
high-end TV and everything in between.
How to get them made, how to make them, and how to try not to
royally F them up.
In our very Christmassy humble opinion.
Humble.
How are you all? Hope everyone is super well, because today on the episode we have Christmas movie and real family favourite movie, The Family Plan, starring Mark Wahlberg and
Michelle Monaghan.
And it is directed by Simon Cellan Jones, and he joins myself and Dom to chat about his film, The Family Plan.
There we go.
What do we talk about with Simon?
We talk about some pretty jolly things. We talk about getting that first break in the mailroom at 20th Century Fox. What a classic film beginnings. We talk about working at the BBC and using them as a springboard later to sell his short film, and how he made his debut feature film starring Daniel Craig, David Morrissey and Kelly MacDonald.
He talks about working with Mark Wahlberg on The Family Plan, what it's like directing actors. He gives you some great advice about that. How do you make action work? Storyboarding, action sequences. He dives into all that and what to do when things go wrong. He also gives you some amazing advice and some amazing bad advice to avoid. Simon Cellan Jones is the director of TV series such as Jessica Jones, Shooter, The Expanse, Years and Years, Ballers, See, The Diplomat, and films including
The Family Plan.
And Some Voices, which Dom already mentioned, The One and Only, and he's directed the up-and-coming Arthur and the King, which also stars Mark Wahlberg and a dog and a fluffy friend. Nathalie Emmanuel also stars in the movie as well.
She's neither of those things.
She's neither of those things, but the film looks amazing. But really, we were here to talk about The Family Plan, which is
full of shenanigans.
It really is. It's about a former top assassin who's living incognito as a suburban dad, and then he must take his unsuspecting family on the run when his past catches up to him.
Little do they know that they are on the run.
Little do they know. And it's wonderful. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's I mean, those two are just such a classic combo as well. Like Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan. I mean, they're just very likable character actors. They're just they've got a lot of presence. They make funny, silly stuff very relatable and believable. And they're great actually for this kind of movie. They really sell it.
They really do.
And the kids are great as well.
The kids are fantastic.
We're not kidding.
No, we're not. It is out on Apple TV Plus right now. It's really fun. Really fun. We also talked about cows and how his dad was a director, by the way. So that's fun.
But not a cow. No.
I'm Giles Alderson, and you are
Tom Lenoir.
Yes, I had some exciting news this week. We've announced.
Is there a new Giles Alderson vehicle hitting our screens?
Yes, there is. It's a documentary I produced under our production company Shush Films with Jack Spring, and he directed this documentary all about Grimsby Town Football Club and their rise from the National League to the Football League, and it is getting a cinema release, and that's really exciting on January the 5th. So if you like football and you're anywhere near Grimsby, come along.
Or
tickets are available right now. We've already sold out one screen.
Have you now?
And I think the next one will be sold out by the time you hear this. So we'll be on to our third screen for the premiere, and then it's on all week as well.
Outrageous.
Up there at Parkway Cinema in Cleethorpes. Link to that will be in the show notes.
Yeah.
How exciting. How are you, Dom?
I'm pretty good, yeah. I've just been surviving the award season. I mean, it's
You've been surviving the award season.
Yeah.
What have you been? How come?
It's like, you blink in like October, and then you open your eyes again, and it's like it's basically Christmas.
All those Oscars raining down on you.
Exactly.
Biffers and BAFTAs.
But it lasts like 2-3 months. It's just been like, almost every day there's been podcasts or award season films, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Going to the screenings and the premieres and the after parties.
Arty Farty had a party.
Yeah,
Dom Lenoir was there.
Yeah. Always am.
Tutti Frutti did a beauty, and Dom went out for air.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
That's a good little rhyme. That was unexpected, but impressed. Yeah, it's been nice. Met some cool people. Met Bradley Cooper and George Clooney, amongst many other wonderful people.
Yes.
So it's been a nice little season, but it is quite all encompassing. So it's great fun, but it's like also you get into the new year and you can sort of focus on other things for a while, which is great. But I mean, we've done some incredible episodes. Like most of them haven't even landed yet. But
yes, let's go through them.
Let's.
Yeah.
So we have got war epic One Life.
Yes, starring Anthony Hopkins. Yeah. Who did you speak to for One Life?
I spoke to the fabulous director, James Hawes.
Ooh, that's going to be great. I can't wait to see that.
It's actually a One Life and Slow Horses special. We did about a third on Slow Horses as well. So it's a really, really good episode.
Very cool. Very cool. I can't wait to edit it.
And you've done some exciting ones as well.
I have. Yeah, I have. I did the Society of the Snows. J.A. Boyana, who is the director not only of the Lord of the Rings series, but also of The Impossible. And he is back with the Society of the Snow next year. So that one's coming out next year. We've also got Oppenheimer, the lady which we've been promoting for a while, but we've decided to move this until January, because
Oppenheimer, as I like to call it.
Exactly. And then you did another solo special with the Boys in the Boat producer.
Oh yeah,
Grant Heslov. I was gutted I couldn't sit in with you with this one.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. So we've got some amazing episodes coming up for you in the new year. How bloody exciting. And then next week, which is Boxing Day, we're going to put out a Christmas special, a Christmas quiz with all the hosts, doing our wonderful Christmas quiz and talking about filmmaking in the year and what's going to happen next year.
Not all the hosts. Half of them can't make it.
Yeah, a lot of them can't make it. They're all busy. I forgot to put the email out. So that should be fun. That should be exciting.
That should be, yeah.
It should be. And if you have any questions for us for the episode, any question you like for us, we will ask it on the podcast. And in fact, I must put a tweet out.
What's Giles' moisturising regime, for instance?
Yes, it's a big one. What does Dom like to do just before he goes to bed? Things like that. Really important filmmaking questions.
Bit of lavender spray and a blankie.
Whatever gets you through the night. Whatever gets you through the night.
Exactly.
Speaking of which,
something else to do.
The family plan. Let's get back to that one. This is Simon Cellan Jones, who has been nominated for a BAFTA, by the way, for his debut, Some Voices, which we do talk about in the episode. It's a classic. It's going to be brilliant.
It is.
So sit back,
fun-filled,
relax, and have fun. As myself, Giles Alderson, and you, Dom Lenoir, chat with Simon Cellan Jones.
And have an unreasonably relaxing and joyous Christmas.
Yes, of course. Hey, look out in this episode for cows, leeks and pigeons. Oh yes. Have fun. Hey, hello.
Hi.
Hey.
How we doing?
Very good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Where are you?
North London.
Similar? Northwest London?
I'm in Somerset.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
I was going to say, do you get back now and again?
Yeah, no, I live in England. I work in America pretty much the whole time, but I live here.
It's nice to have that sort of charming English place to sort of return to when the between the jobs. There is something like relaxing about England, I think. Like, America's amazing and it's positive, but there's that energy, isn't there?
Yeah, no, I'm surrounded by farmers and cows.
Do you prefer? Do you like? Because this is something we've talked about a bit. Your mental health. Yeah, cows. Fields.
We often talk about cows.
Often talk about cows on this podcast. No, in terms of what's good for your mental health, and sometimes when you're in, you're in London or you're in places, you get bogged down in the kind of everyday life of I must be doing something. I must, create. Though sometimes when you live away. And you are surrounded by cows and fields, it can be much better for your brain. Is that how you feel? Is that why you moved there? Will you always live there?
I think it probably is. My wife is American, but she lives here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my children, obviously half American, but we live just we can hear the Glastonbury Festival when it's on. But when I'm away, I have a super cool job, which I absolutely love, but it's kind of, A, it's a bit mad and intense, and B, it's sort of, I wouldn't say it's lonely, but you're sort of in this very nice house by yourself, working out what to do tomorrow, and you're going, oh, I'm sure I have got friends, but they're not here.
The cows are your friends now.
Coming home and looking at I've got a pond and I've got a little sort of patch of meadow and stuff like that. It's not Brideshead Revisited, but it's nice. So yeah. If only it was a bit sunnier, but even so, I love coming home.
Yeah, that is nice. I suppose the other side of that, it must be nice to dip into America, to go, hey, I'm popping by. Hi guys, I'm creating a TV show here or a huge feature film, and then I'm popping back. That also must be kind of nice.
It is brilliant. I sort of bizarre. I'm very, very English or British or whatever. I kind of love America, and it's not just because my wife's American. I worked for years in England on good quality TV stuff, and then I worked with this guy called David Simon, who I love, who did a show called Generation Kill, which was one of those Iraq War things. And I went up to Africa, and suddenly I'm going, oh my God, they're spending $10 million an episode on this. That's rather ambitious. And
it's rather nice.
Having done whatever I've been doing, episodes of Cracker or Years and Years or whatever. I loved him, and I loved it, and I loved the ambition of the Americans. And then he offered me another job on another thing he did called Treme, and then I sort of started working in America. You start working with amazing actors, and suddenly I'm doing something with Steve Buscemi and Michael Shannon, and then the next thing's got Jeremy Irons in it, and then, it's sort of mad, and it's TV, not films. But it was brilliant, and I loved it. So, and then bizarrely, I had a respectable TV career, and then for some reason, I'm not quite sure why, I'm doing this large budget movie. Actually, I feel so embarrassed.
I love that.
I mean, I'm old, so I sort of deserve it in one way. But
you deserve it.
Yeah, you've earned it. You work with good actors. You've done your done your time in the trenches. So why not?
Well, exactly. I have paid my dues.
You definitely have. Are you Welsh? Obviously, with Cellan Jones as your...
Yes, I am. My dad was born in Swansea, and he's dead now, but he was very proud of it. And he made me wear a leek or a daffodil on St. David's Day to school.
Just that, or were we still in the...
No, it wasn't. It was just this side of trauma. But I got to say, if given the choice, wear a daffodil, not a leek. Okay?
Yes,
you look like a dick.
I'll take a leek. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. What made you want to get into film? Because you were a production manager for a bit, or you certainly worked in production, floor manager. You were an actor a little bit. Yeah. What made you get into that world?
Well, two things. First, my dad was a director, but that's, in a way, that's sort of not really what. So I was sort of around actors and things, in our house. But I also did quite badly at school. So I couldn't go to university, so I had no career path available to me. I was never going to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. So I was sort of slightly dossing about, going, "Oh fuck, what am I going to do?" Aged 18, whatever. And then I got a really shitty job at 20th Century Fox in Soho Square.
Yep.
In the mail, literally in the mailroom.
Wow.
Which I'm actually secretly quite proud of, because it was proper.
That's cool.
Changing the towels in the ladies' lavatories, delivering posts. It was none of that sort of intern in a bank in the City of London or anything like that. It was like, it was a crap job, really, really crap job. But I sort of spent my time. They had a fantastic screening theatre there.
Yeah,
and I just watched films all day instead of doing my job.
Perfect.
So no
one got any post. No towels. No,
there were
towels.
a few incidents actually. Yeah. I didn't get fired, but there were questions about the post.
And were you kind of networking at that time? Were you slowly building up those kind of connections to expand that knowledge as well as just working at 20th Century Fox?
No, I was too stupid or naive or whatever to be sort of developing a fan base or whatever. So I was just watching films and not delivering post, and then sort of going out with my friends or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, somebody who I'd met in the at the place was looking for a runner on a TV show. Mm-hmm. That was another shitty job, but it was a fun job. Mm. And then I was actually working on a set.
So you were accidentally networking by way of just being at the studio. Yeah,
exactly. It's networking by making people cups of tea. Yeah, every time I make a cup of tea, that's a contact.
And from there, how did you sort of move into actual production then? Because it is kind of different. It's a totally different world sometimes, isn't it? When you're working in a studio and then you go, actually, I want to be on set.
Well, it is. I mean, that was, I mean, I was more in the production office, but, again, instead of sorting the post, I was doing photocopying. So I was very, very good at photocopying for quite a large part of my life. I was able to collect different colours of paper, binding, stapling, all of that. Not a problem.
Yeah, you're good at that. Better than the towels. Yeah, good.
That's...
threw the towel in on that one.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got one of the people on that. I worked on this amazing film that was sort of not the greatest film in the world, but it was kind of cool, called 1984.
Oh, yeah.
Which was with John Hurt and Richard.
It's an amazing film, yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Directed
classic.
By Michael Radford. Mm-hmm. John Hurt, Michael Radford was the director, and I was the runner on that. And then, suddenly I'm going, oh, okay, this is cool. Mm-hmm. Richard Burton called me Simon one day, which is still it's the first one for the memoir. Mm. Well, I think someone told him who I was, but anyway, he used my name. So anyway, and Roger Deakins was the DP. So it was like, oh, okay, some of these people are quite serious about what they're doing. So that's when I started to go, maybe you should stop being some sort of bored, unengaged teenager and start getting excited about something.
Right. And then how did you go from runner into sort of specializing? Like, how did that leap? Because it can be difficult to actually get out of the runner the runner trench.
It's really hard. And do you know what? I think it's even harder now. But I got a job, and I'd applied a couple of times and hadn't got it. But then I finally, again, I had a big piece of luck. They needed an assistant location manager on a BBC TV show, which was, it was made in the Stone Age, but it was a brilliant TV show called Edge of Darkness, which was at the time was a very famous BAFTA winning this, that, the other, directed by a guy called Martin Campbell.
Yes, James Bond director.
Yeah, right, exactly. BBC, that in those days, they put you on training courses. Apparently the only way of getting fired from the BBC was either to be caught having sex on the premises or to be caught not having a TV license. Those are the only two ways to get fired. Yeah. Anyway, so I worked on,
and you evaded both.
Yeah. I was never caught.
Never caught.
We're not saying which one.
Plausible deniability.
Exactly. But then you went on to Howard's Way. You say you started to work on Howard's Way.
Howard's Way, which is this sort of drama about boats.
Yeah, I used to love it. It's so silly.
Yeah, come on, it's fun. I loved the BBC. I thought it was a fantastic place, and it was sort of it was very stuffy, and obviously it was pretty white, and it was middle class. You definitely some things to fix, but it was genuinely trying to make good films, and it wasn't super posh, and it was really a good training ground. And then finally, when I was still quite young, when I was like 25 or something, I was getting a mortgage.
As you could in those days?
As like people my age, people that age now, not a chance.
Yep.
And I borrowed a bit more money than the house cost, and I made a film, made a half-hour film, which
Brilliant.
is, in those days, you would do it on film. It was really expensive. You know, a roll of film was like, I don't know, 60 quid or whatever. And
yes,
if you do another take, it was 20 quid every time.
Was that pulling in like favors from the sort of the people you'd met at the BBC?
Totally.
Yeah, but you were sort of funding it to a degree with income and pocket money.
It was expensive. No one got paid. They were all doing it for experience and stuff. But you know, the film processing. I think I pulled in a lot of favors, got free equipment and stuff like that. But even so, it cost thousands. It cost more than I could afford. And I sold it to the BBC for half what it cost me. The bastards. But you know, at least they bought it. It was like one of those little short pubs.
Was it Oranges and Lemons, Simon? Was this the one you produced, or was it?
No, that was one of the ones I produced, which that was directed by a director called David Yates.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
of course.
Yates.
You made him.
Me and somebody else
made him what he is.
It was his first job, I think.
Wow,
pretty much his first job.
That's a good claim to fame.
Yeah, very good.
And I saw him at an award ceremony a while ago, and he came up and said, "Hello, you gave me my first job." So that was good. He's
lovely.
He's
nice.
doing well.
He's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
anyway, what was your short called?
It was called Looking After Number One.
Okay.
It had a brilliant actor called Alan Armstrong in it, who's still around.
Yes.
And he played a pigeon fancier whose prize pigeon fell through the chimney of the woman next door's house, and he went in and dug it out of her fireplace and started a relationship with her, and it was all a bit weird, mad, and he was quite a crazy person.
Brilliant.
And it all ended a bit badly. I won't tell you.
Badly for the pigeon, or badly for everyone?
Badly for the pigeon, certainly, and emotionally for other people.
So was this then your? I mean, I suppose this was your first sort of real foray into directing.
Yeah.
I mean, did you feel like at that point you had a good grasp of storytelling, working with actors, how a camera worked, or was this like a steep learning curve at this point?
Totally, it was a vertical learning curve. Absolutely like that. It was. You know, I had a script that a guy called Ben Rostel wrote, and it was kind of fun. It's a half-hour long thing, 3 actors, 1 pigeon, filmed in Totteridge or somewhere in North London, anyway.
Yeah,
and with a lot of pigeon work. There were pigeons. It's quite obscure. They're pigeons called tumbler pigeons. They don't race from A to B. You let them out and fly, and then they fall through the air and spin. And just before they hit the ground, they recover. There's all sorts of theories about why they do it. And then they fly again, and you win a competition by your bird being a tumbler pigeon in the most elegant form. It beats me. I mean, I met a lot of these people, and they were very nice, but I'm going, why? But they loved it.
Right. Okay.
You know, fair enough.
Yeah.
So that was, and then I'll tell you, there's a terrible thing. A terrible thing happened that was kind of good in a way. My film was bought by the BBC, and it was going to be on at 11 o'clock at night. And you know, I thought, oh well, no one's going to see it. And then Samuel Beckett died, the famous playwright, and they cleared the schedules because they had to do a sort of big thing on him. So my film got scooped, and they said, "Oh, we're really sorry. We're going to put it out on Thursday night at 9 o'clock on BBC Two," which was like, "Oh my god!" And they did, and it was great. Got good reviews, and I just on the BBC director's course, and then I got a job on the bill straight away.
Wow! So you didn't get pigeonholed.
Is he going to be like this for the whole time?
Yes,
mate. He's like this for the whole podcast. It's the whole.
We're going to try and get you back.
That was such a good one, though.
It was a really good one. You've been holding on to it for a little while.
Yeah, I was. I was thinking like this. There's not going to be an opening, but you gave me something good there.
That's brilliant.
That is the heart of the podcast.
Is the heart of the podcast.
Sadly.
I mean, I used to watch The Bill. I mean, that was like my before after school. You'd have your dinner and then you'd watch The Bill, and it would be like, well, we can stay up to watch The Bill. I mean, what was it like jumping into from your own sort of film that you've done yourself and you've done this vertical learning curve to something that's very well established, very well loved. I mean, that must have been quite a big leap, and you're going into the TV space as well. So, what were some of the key things you learned from that?
It was brilliant. They were really, they like to take risks on directors, which was brave of them. Not everyone did. And I did 2 episodes, and the first one went really well. Uh-huh. And I was like, not the hero, but wow, this kid is brilliant and stuff. So that was great. Then the second one, I remember I wrapped half an hour late on the first day of the second one. Mm. I went, oh, well, there you go. And then I went back to the offices, and I was called into the executive producer's office. And he said, what the hell do you think you're playing at going half an hour late?
Wow.
And I went, it was really scary, actually. Yeah. I said, I'm terribly sorry. So he said, don't ever let that happen again.
Wow.
And I didn't. But it was like, it's been a real world for you. You're some idealistic kid. And the truth is, it is about money and stuff like that. So he was, I sort of respected him for it, actually, this guy. I've forgotten his name. But he was the big boss of the Bill, and he was a former naval commander or something like that. And it was a bit of a shocker, but it was kind of cool as well.
Yeah.
Learning some
real life that, he was like, well, you don't know, this cost me a lot of money. This is, don't do it. And it's true. It's that kind of respect straight away. You go, oh, I can't just mess around. This is very serious. So you went from there, you did Bill, then you did quite a few other TV shows like Medics, Cracker, as you mentioned, Our Friends in the North, which is probably where you met Daniel Craig, I imagine, for the first time, because it wasn't long after that you made your debut movie, which was BAFTA nominated for you as Best Newcomer.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's great that. I mean, it's a slightly obscure film about schizophrenia shot in Hammersmith and Shepherd's Bush. Mm-hmm. But, I love it. I mean, it's as you say, I'd worked with Daniel. I was already pretty good friends with Daniel because we spent a year together doing this thing, Our Friends in the North. And then he was obviously the project came to me from a writer called Joe Pennell, who's still writing.
Big theatre writer. And it's great.
Yeah, and it was a big theatre. It was a big theatre play at the Royal Court.
Some voices.
And so Daniel was just great. I mean, he's very, very. I haven't worked with him. I still see him a lot, but I haven't worked with him for ages. But he's very fun to work with. He's very good. He's not an asshole. Mm-hmm. He's very distinctive. And I had to do things like persuade him to be naked on the Goldhawk Road.
And things like that.
Which he did.
Yep.
There were buses going past, shouting about his willy.
Yeah.
On a Sunday morning. Game.
Yeah, he's game. Yeah. What was the difference between directing TV and then suddenly directing, a feature here? Because this is produced by Damien Jones, who I know now as well. He's still producing, still making movies. No relation. He's fantastic.
No, he's not. Well, it was exciting because, I've got to say, I did love Our Friends in the North. I didn't do the whole thing, although I was furious when they only offered me the second half of it. Absolutely outraged.
Really?
But, I was very glad I did it. The film thing, I mean, it was low budget, but it was a movie. Mm-hmm. It was like filming out on the streets with a really good couple of really good actors. And Kelly MacDonald was in it, who I love. Who was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, she's incredible, yeah.
Peter MacDonald, who I've worked with on The Damned United. Who else? Right. David Morrissey, amazing people.
Classics.
So it's a different deal, I think. In a movie, whichever way you look at it, the director has not so much more power, but more blameability, I think. More responsibility, or you fucked it up.
Yeah,
you screwed it up completely.
So how do we get from TV and film in the bag off to the sort of transition to America and then maybe sticking out there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I got this job that was made by a British company called Generation Kill, but it was written by David Simon. And, well, he was the main writer, and that was a bit of an eye opener for me, because the BBC I love, and I will never deeply criticize it, but it's a small arena in a way, and Britain is a little. They make some of the most amazing things, but I think in Britain, I find the directors have a little bit less clout in the TV world. In America, the writer, the showrunners of TV shows will be the bosses, and I think that's good and fine. But the directors, great union, and we're sort of kind of looked after, whereas I think they get slightly forgotten in the TV world. So I just sort of drifted over to America and got work there and loved it. And so I probably spend half my life living in hotels
in America.
And the film I've just done now, it's like, I think I was saying it before, got no idea why anyone would ask me to do a film that cost $100 and something million. So I did have imposter syndrome for a bit.
Which is interesting that you still have imposter syndrome after your amazing career and what you've achieved. Some amazing TV in there as well, which we've sort of glossed over, but we'll do it in the intro as well and talk about that. Maybe we'll come back to it. But in terms of, The Family Plan is fun, fantastic, brilliant action sequences. I really enjoyed this movie. It's really fun. It's my kind of movie. Just go, oh great, I can watch this and not worry. But you said there you're surprised in a way. I imagine you're playing it down in a very British way that we do, but at the same time, you hadn't made a movie for a little while, since The One and Only, just in 2002, I think. So, but because of that, obviously all this telly and everyone, it's fine now to move from telly into film. It's great that is happening. Did you have to pitch for The Family Plan? Did they come to you? Talk us through that process.
Yes, to both. But funnily enough, what happened was before that, sort of 2 years ago, I made another film with Mark Wahlberg, a smaller film, still a movie, called Arthur the King, which is a dog movie. It's a film about some endurance runners who come across this dog in the jungle, literally in the jungle. Kind of a cool film, actually, and a really good story. So that was one of those COVID films, and bluntly, I think what happened was that the director they had fell out because they had to change some dates or something like that. So they had Mark Wahlberg, they had the movie set up, and they're going, shit, what are we going to do? We've got no director. And then Mark's producing partner, someone I've worked with a few times, a guy called Stephen Levinson. So they just rang me up and said, oh, do you want to pitch for this? And I went, oh, yeah. And so I had 12 hours to read the script and come up with a pitch. And suddenly I was talking to the head of Paramount on a Sunday and various people. And I'm going, oh my God, but I'm not going to that. I'm going, hey, this is fine. I understand exactly how to make this. I'm really clear. Lying through my teeth.
Yeah. Did you do like a visual pitch or was it more like verbal, just talking through what you would do with it? A bit of confidence there, I'm imagining.
No, it was because I didn't have time to get visuals together. So I just.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I just talked it through. I tried to sound both sophisticated and man of the people and very sort of, you've got to be careful because you want to tell them what they want to hear, but you don't want to tell them any old shit because then you'll have to back it up and do it. And you want to, well, you want to make, but you also want to respect the people you're working with, obviously. So, but it was a good script. And also Mark, who I didn't at the time know, I'd spoken to him on the phone and met him a few times, but I didn't really know him. He was kind of game for me to do it. And so that worked out. And we went in the whole COVID thing. I went to the Dominican Republic, which I've been to, which is an amazing place. And, I think we had 7 or 8 weeks to shoot the film. And it was great. And the thing I found most was that Mark Wahlberg is fucking brilliant to work with.
Right.
I mean, And I know you're going to be polite about your star, but he's just it's fantastic. He's really nice. He's really good.
Yep,
he's got that peripheral vision. He can walk onto a film set and understand every dynamic instantly.
Great.
He's very prepared. He's really nice to the other actors. He's really nice to the crew. Very nice to the director. And I think
that helps. Important.
Yeah, it really helps. And the cameraman I worked with, the cameraman gave me a lot of good tips. He said, "Listen, if you know what you're doing and don't fuck about, that's a good start."
Okay,
it's good.
Top advice there.
Obvious.
So, what was the rehearsal sort of process or discussing character that you went into with Mark on that project? Like, how did you prepare from an actor standpoint?
Well, it was. I went to see. He was renting a house at the time in the Dominican Republic. Before for some reason he was there before the shoot in this lovely house, and we turned up and he said, "Oh, should we go swimming?" So I said, "Yeah, okay." So we went swimming and then we had a nice lunch.
Classic Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, exactly. We sort of chatted a bit about the film, but not very much. And we chatted about, COVID and people. He had a couple of his friends there. And he was just very easy to be with. And then we did have some rehearsals with the actors. And they were really nice, very relaxed. And they were quite informal and he was welcoming to the other actors. They were all probably a tiny bit nervous, but didn't need to be. And as I say, this is the first time this is the run up to the film I've just done. So it kind of went great because he was brilliant. And I did do a little bit of homework and I did try and have my shit together, which was, as you say, very good.
I'm sure you did. That film also stars Natalie Emmanuel. It's not out yet. Is that correct, or is it out?
Coming out in January. I think it's going to be in theaters. January 19, maybe. I think it's released by Lionsgate.
Great.
So watch out for it. It's totally different to this one, but fun. Mark's great in it, and it's a race through the jungle.
Which sounds brilliant. And then because of that, then I suppose Mark and the team said to you, "Oh, well, would you be interested in the family plan?" Okay.
From sauce to dust to nuggets, it's Taco Bell's new Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. Are they mild? If they were mild, they'd have to change the name to Little Rascal Nuggets or Minor Nuisance Nuggets. Definitely Diablo. New Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say I was, I wasn't a slam dunk, but they certainly invited me to pitch. And then again, I didn't have a visual pitch really, but I was so excited about the film because I really did like it.
Yeah.
I wasn't faking anything. I wasn't sort of blagging the job. I was just going, "Oh, it's really funny. I love this. I love that. I want this kind of music," and so on and so forth. And so the guys at Skydance went, "Yeah, okay, all right, you can do it."
Wow.
How did you get onto the casting of that after you've got Mark attached? Because I mean, Michelle Monaghan is she brings so much sort of charm and warmth that I feel like that really glues the whole thing together. And the kids are brilliant casting as well.
I'm really glad you say that because I completely agree with you. She's it's difficult these conversations. I spend an hour saying, "Oh, everyone was marvelous," and it all sounds a bit like sort of bullshit. I know, but in this case, they sort of were. But anyway, I worked with a casting director called Sheila Jaffe, who'd just done the film I did before, and she was really good. She found some brilliant kids, really great kids.
Yeah,
kids are great. And then sort of Michelle came up, and I obviously knew who she was, and fuck, she's great. I spoke to her on the phone and thought she's lovely. Fuck it, yeah, great. And then when she
fuck it, why not?
Fuck it, why not, Michelle? Fuck it, Michelle. Get on board then. Kind of what the producers did to you. Yeah, they were like, "All right, well, David Ellison and Dana Goldberg going, all right, Simon, we'll give you this one." Yeah, exactly. He's not doing anything else, bless him.
But she, I mean, I knew her work and I knew she was really good, but she had this. Yeah. What I didn't realize was that she was brilliant at improv and Really funny. She had funny bones to her. She was not, well, maybe she was, but she didn't come across. She's worked with Tom Cruise and all sorts of people, so she wasn't.
Yeah,
she was used to that world, and Mark was very nice to her. She was very nice to him. I think they liked making each other laugh and messing about, and I think they just clicked. And I've no idea what chemistry is, but they sort of had it, and it's brilliant. Like you say, she sort of been, that could have been the sort of wifey role, and there's the movie star and the wife laughing at his jokes or whatever. But she elevated it, so she was like very much co-lead and in either the driving seat or the front passenger seat all the time, metaphorically.
I suppose for me as well, it's the way that, because it's there's comedy moments in the film, but it needs grounding, and I think her especially, but also Mark being able to sort of pull off the comedy whilst being very present. That was obviously very important to the success and the believability of the film.
Yeah, well, that's one of his many talents, and I think the way he works is that he very much learns his words and he prepares. He certainly does that, but he likes to have some kind of fluidity, and I think that helps him keep it fresh, and that helps keep it looking natural, because that is one of the things he's really good at. Is you go, well, I don't know how much he gets paid, but he comes across as just like a normal guy rather than some shit. And that's hard to pull off, and does.
Yes, he does. How much directing in terms of working with the characters and them do you do? It is that fine balance, isn't it? Because it isn't a drama. It's not like, he's got to get emotional here. Okay, let's pull out this bit. Obviously you've worked with brilliant actors over your time and you've pulled amazing performances out. With something like this, is it a little kind of like, let's wind them up and play and see what comes out? Let them get on with it.
There's a lot of that. I just like that. I would push their buttons, but only in a nice way. I would try not to be. All directors are manipulative, I suppose, but I think what they quite liked things being fun, and what my way of directing them was, rather than saying, "Oh, you're feeling really sad at the moment," was to say, "Oh, try it like this. Try this line. What about this? What happens if you get upset at that? Or whatever," and keeping it slightly different. So I wouldn't say that I made their performances at all. They did, but I just hopefully give them the environment where they go, "Oh, I can work like this. This is good. I feel I can do my best work."
Yes, very important. And then going on to Dom's question again, Simon, sorry, it's my fault for moving it on. But yeah, the rest of the cast, with Maggie Q, Kieran Hines, are all amazing. Johnny Coyne, who's a British actor as well, and I've worked with in the past as well. Yes, yeah. How about these guys, bringing them on and stuff? Was it a case of who fits, who, I don't know, talk us through your process there as well.
Yeah, it's one thing I definitely learned on making this movie is that clarity is a really cool thing. If you know what's going on as an audience, if you can understand the story, understand the emotions, understand what a certain character is trying to do, it really helps you forget about stuff and sit back and enjoy the movie. So I think someone like Johnny Coyne, he's funny, he looks interesting, he looks like he's got a bit of a past, he looks like he could be mean, but he could be a sweetheart.
Yes.
He was a sweetheart.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And Kieran Hines is much easier because he's a fantastic actor. He was in Belfast. He was in, he's in hundreds of things. But I think you want to have a little bit of character and a little bit of interest, but also, get people to, you don't want to be too sort of, basic about it. There's a bit of subtlety involved, I suppose, but you really want people to sort of turn up and deliver and sort of see in a few moments what their character is thinking. And I think that's what I was trying to go for a bit.
And it works brilliantly. Really does. Let's talk about the action side of it then, because
big set piece at the end.
Big set pieces. The whole thing's some amazing set pieces. The pole vault moment made me howl with laughter. But
I think it's probably my favourite moment.
It's just hilarious. But just
He's at it again.
He's at it again, damn him. It's too good.
I'm putting him on mute. Okay?
Please, yes. Finally. In terms of those big action set pieces then, because this is semi-new to you as well. Obviously, you've worked on massive TV shows with amazing action in them, but this might have been a step up. I don't know. It'd be lovely to hear from your side how you approached it, how you approached those type of things as a director.
Well, to be honest, it's a huge step up because I've done high-ish end TV, and yes, you do have bits of action, but you absolutely don't have the time or the money. What you learn in TV is you have to be inventive and cool and original, but you don't have, 10 days to shoot a car chase. You don't have a week to shoot a sort of big fight scene in this strange hotel thing.
Yeah.
It was slightly scary, but it was thrilling. I was working with a stunt coordinator called Sean Graham, who I'd worked with before, who I'd love. Yeah. And I had a great second unit director called Scott Rogers, who worked on a lot of the John Wick and stuff. But, without being mean, I want it to be me who's doing it rather than turning up and
totally.
say,
I'll take the credit.
Guys, yes. Yeah, right, exactly. So you get obsessed and you want to have, again, the writer had already written some cool things in. The writer had written, there's a big fight in the supermarket, which we've all seen, except there's a baby strapped to his chest, which we definitely haven't seen.
Yeah, that was great.
Until now.
Or there's that sort of stuff. Or there's a motorbike chase, but one of the guys gets seen off by some baby milk being thrown in his face.
Yeah. He didn't milk it either.
That was a good laugh. Actually.
1 point for me.
I don't think he was a baby about it either.
Well, yeah. He didn't bottle it either.
Hey, welcome to the club, Simon. I'm sorry we've gone to these levels.
I know, I don't. I live there sometimes.
Did you have specific ideas of how you wanted to shoot the action sequences as well? Because I mean, how you film it is also kind of quite important in the style and how engaged the audience are, what they're feeling, whether it's sort of confused anxiety or whether it's like very clear being close to the characters. I mean, there's some quite important decisions there for action.
Yeah, there are, and I think you wanted the audience to feel like they were there because it's very easy to check out of action,
especially at the supermarket scene.
But yeah, right. And you want to you want to have the camera quite near. You want to have it feeling like if a punch goes wrong, it's going to hit you as an audience member. I remember we had a bike chase, which was written with as much shorter, and I sort of begged and bullied and shouted and persuaded, and indeed was careful how I shot so I could save some money. So we ended up with extra time for that bike chase. So it became a bigger thing than it was. There was originally 2 bikes, and then it was very quick. And it ended up being really quite expensive and complicated and dangerous and so on. But it's fun.
Well, talk us through how you plan that in terms of, do you sit down and go, okay, well, we'll want it closer with Mark, we'll want it closer with the biker, and then we'll have another car tracking, with the camera attached to it. We'll do a drone, we'll put a camera under the wheels. Is it all these things going through your head and thinking, let me talk to the stunt team and work out what would work? Talk us through that.
Well, I spent a long, long time with a storyboard artist doing quite a thorough storyboard. And things changed a lot, but a lot of stuff was exactly like it was.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's a very, I don't swear by storyboards religiously, but I think they're fantastic for sort of splurting out your ideas. You're with this guy or this woman or whoever who's drawing, and you'll say, okay, there's a motorbike there, and they're going like that. And then you go, no, have you finished that? Have you finished that? No, here's the next one,
Exactly. Like a comic book artist. Yeah. You suddenly get that moment of when we were kids reading the Beano or the Commando or whatever these and going, I want to do that. You just get to play, but it doesn't mean it works.
Right, but it's really fun. I would do this was my sort of Saturday mornings where someone would come around to my house and we'd do 15 sketches. He'd do really basic ones, and then he'd go away and draw them up and send them to me, and I'd go, oh, that's great, but can you change this? So I don't, there were probably, 200 drawings in that scene. So it took ages to do, but then the danger is people take it too literally, and they say, oh yes, well, this bit here, how are we going to do that? You go, well, it doesn't have to be that, something like that. And that can be quite dangerous.
Mm.
Oh, no, we like clarity. Because I'm saying audiences like clarity, but maybe crews like clarity as well.
Yes.
How much of the actors did their own stunts or elements of stunts? Because obviously there's a lot that they can't do, but I'd be quite interested to know how much Michelle and Mark especially sort of did of their own stuff.
Quite a lot, actually. I mean, Mark, as you know, is famously physically capable. I have been to his gym sessions at 4 a.m. I could stress I could not participate. I was there to chat. But they're fucking, I'm going fucking, Jesus, guys, it's 4:30 a.m. What are you doing?
That's a bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. Let's have a drink and go to bed.
Exactly. Yeah, there's that time, guys.
So he's really good. And again, he will come in and he'll do anything, but he loves it to be clear and worked out. He doesn't want to shoot one shot and then wait an hour and stuff. So I try to get all his stuff together. And he had a brilliant stand-in and stunt double who would do some of the bigger jumps and things, but also would help rehearse, and they'd work together. They'd plan the fight, and then they'd show Mark the moves and do a bit of rehearsal and stuff. So Mark did a lot of his own stuff. He's just, and also as an audience member, you want to see the face of the person doing it as much as you can. We probably in a few years it'll be really easy to completely AI the face onto a stuntman. You can do that, but it's expensive and time consuming, and we would only do it for like 3-frame shots. You'd put someone's face in so it didn't look stupid, but we're certainly not doing a full CGI thing. And Michelle again, and Maggie Q, particularly Maggie Q used to, I think she used to work with Jackie Chan years ago in Hong Kong. And Jesus Christ, I would not get into a fight with that woman. She's really cool and really fit. And her and Michelle, again, they did, I would say, probably 90% of the fights. There was just a couple of hard falls that Michelle didn't do. But everything else, the punches, the good landing on the ground.
The boxing stuff that felt very real, and all the martial arts, actually.
Yeah.
Which must be nice when you've got actors who can handle that, because therefore you can play in that world rather than, okay, step you out, let's bring in the stunt double. And for you, that must be great, because there's a lot of acting, there's a lot of comedy within the action, which is a wonderful place for you to be if they can deliver, because then you're like, oh, great. Like you say, it's only a couple of hard falls for Michelle, which means it's fantastic for you, because you can then go, right, we can do a close-up, and she can deliver the line. Fabulous.
Exactly.
Because otherwise you are kind of stepping someone out, aren't you? You're stepping out the story and the acting and the character that you're supposed to believe while an action sequence happens, and then you're like flicking back in to try and grab the audience to believe it again. And it's like, if you can do it all at once, it does create a much deeper level of plausibility to the whole thing.
It really does. And I think, particularly Maggie and Michelle, they were both quite fit, and they both train. And they weren't competitive exactly, but I think they both went, oh, no, I can do that as well. Oh no, I can do that too. So they were supporting each other, but then they were going, right, but we both want to do it ourselves rather than the stunt people were sitting.
She didn't do the beer thing herself though.
Drinking beer upside down.
Well, she had cables.
She had cables.
Still did it. That's impressive.
She still did it. She still did it. Upside down. That was great.
Dedication.
Yeah.
But don't tell anybody.
Yeah, we won't tell anyone. What did you do when you came up against problems? Things that didn't work? Because it's great when everything does work, but when things don't work, what should a director do? What worked for you? And over the years, what has worked and hasn't worked?
That is a great and probably quite central question to the whole fucking job. There's a lot of things you can do. First of all, have an idea, any idea, and commit to it, whatever it is. Because then you're doing something. Yep. And obviously that doesn't work all the way through, but it's often a good little, okay, I'm fucked. I'm just going to do this. that I just thought of, or someone else thought of, and we're going to do it, and that's it. That's the end of the matter.
Yes.
And I think I think what you do is you have I don't want to sound fancy. You have a vision, or at least an intention. But I think it's always good to have a couple of not plan A, B, C, and D, but have a couple of. I know exactly what I want, which I don't always, by the way. But if I do, I know exactly what I want. But if I don't get it, then this could work. And quite often you go, oh shit, that's actually better than what I was intending. And sometimes you go back to the cutting room and you go, oh fuck, that's terrible. But you've always, that's showbiz.
I suppose you've always got time to fix those problems later, and I really like that bit of advice about if you don't know what not to do, just commit to something and do it, because sometimes if you get fixated on one thing that you don't have the perfect solution to, then everyone starts to think, oh well, okay, he doesn't know what he's doing in this bit, and then it's a knock-on effect. And sometimes your crew might just understand things in that one tiny moment, and because you've sort of instilled vision around the rest of it, that will get you through that section, and then you can either fix it later or carry on and come back to it when you've had that sort of bit of breathing space. So I think it's really good, honest advice.
Yeah, it's really true. And one thing when I was sort of starting out in TV, a mistake I used to make a lot was you go, oh, I want a big crane shot here to open the scene, which is fair enough, and it's often good. And then you spend literally half a day doing a crane shot, making it really perfect and intricate. Then you get to the cutting room and go, well, it's a bit boring, actually.
And slow. Yeah.
First 20 seconds off it, and I could have had that time back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just be, like you say, it's great to be obsessive and determined about stuff, but don't necessarily be too rigid. I mean, if you're Wes Anderson, maybe, okay, that's fair enough. But,
sure. Yeah.
Other people, me, certainly, don't be too rigid, because if you've got an actor, like, I'll tell you, here's one more trick, actually, I'll tell you, is if something's not working, if you've got an actor like Mark Wahlberg, point the camera at him fairly close and you'll be fine.
Okay. Great advice. We all need to watch Mark Wahlberg.
Really expensive actor.
Yeah, we do.
Deploy them.
He's not cheap.
Cheap old camera. Yeah, it's totally worth it. So, what bad advice have you heard over your time, and you've gone, oh, that doesn't feel right. That's not how I work as a director.
Somebody once told me that you had to sack somebody in the first week, which is a sort of
that old classic chestnut, yeah.
Which I think is bullshit. I mean, I have had to sack people in the past, but it's horrible. I hate it.
It's not cool. It's hard.
But and I think I think things have changed a little bit in the last, even certainly while I've been doing it, in the last 5 to 10 years. Firstly, things are getting a little bit better for women and diversity and stuff like that. That's by no means solved, but there are some movement towards that. And there's a couple of really cool. Oh, I saw a brilliant film yesterday. 2 brilliant films yesterday, actually. One was called How to Have Sex.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Which you should see, by a youngish director. And the other was written and directed by another woman, which is really funny, called Bottoms, which is really
I've heard Bottoms. Yeah, she's the director of Shiver Baby. Yeah, and she's now Bottoms. What? Yes, it's done really well in America. It's going to do really well.
It's really funny. And I think, but another thing that I think is, a lot of people nowadays try to have what they call a no asshole policy, and it's you don't want everyone to be fake, saccharine, sweet, lovely, but there's less time and willingness to endure dicks these days.
Well, that's good.
If I was a dick, people would be less inclined to endure me. I think, because they got,
metaphorically.
Maybe I could last a long time. I don't know.
No, but you are absolutely right. I mean, look, we've got this policy as well. It's like the no dick policy, in terms of just in that sense of don't be a dick. And it's really important. And I think things have changed. I think you're totally right in terms of there's been huge shift. And in the past, it kind of felt, you'd hear about all these directors being dickheads or the actors being dickheads. And it was like the thing to do. And you should come in and shout and be a dickhead. And it's like, no, No, you really shouldn't. You don't need to do that.
No.
And it's great that you're saying that too. Have you seen a big shift in terms of, out of your career, the time? Have you?
Yes, I have. The shift I've seen most is that people start to say, "Oh, we can hire women as directors or whatever," because they were, I'm obviously got the wrong kind of skin in the game because I am a sort of late middle-aged middle-class white man. But I do think it's cool, I have to say, and I'm still working. If I was sort of not working, maybe I'd be sort of bitter and twisted. But it is cool, and I've seen some of the best films I've seen this year. There's I think there's another film by another woman director called Fair Game, which is about sort of sexual politics in the workplace. It's really good.
Right.
Really,
okay.
It's like, because the guy is very threatened. His girlfriend gets
yes, yeah. We know this one. Yeah,
It's you should check it out. It's a really good film. So yeah, there's definitely been a change. And I think I'm old enough to remember when half the crew would go to the pub at lunchtime and drink 3 pints of beer, which would now seem pretty surreal, actually, especially when you think of
really odd now.
Yeah, now they drink 4 pints.
Now they drink 4 pints and have a bit of ketamine as well.
The only way. Horse trank, please.
Exactly.
My lunch order. And it has. Right. You're right. That it just doesn't seem to happen anymore. Those old sort of school crews who, there's still always the jaded crews, the ones who've been around.
Of course,
moody, and whatever. But at the same time, I think the whole new wave coming through, it's a very different beast, and you can't. People just stop working with people who are miserable and mean and rude. You just go, well, I get calls all the time. I'm sure you do, Simon. I know you do, Dom, from people saying, what was that person like? You work with them.
Yes,
we're honest, and we just go,
not that one.
Don't do it. Right. Not that one.
Right.
Not that one.
Make your life easier. Don't work with them. Exactly.
Don't work with them. They might. Someone else might not be as skilled, but they're nicer, and they'll get that skill. You can help them. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah. That's the way forward. Yeah, which is good. Which is really good. So when scripts come to you, then to switch the topic massively, what like you say, you love The Family Plan when it came to you. You want more of these kind of projects next? What's the plan? What does
The Family Plan?
As Dom said, what is The Family Plan next? Family Plan 2? Can't talk about that yet, I imagine.
Yeah, so I think there should be a Family Plan 2. One thing everyone quite rightly says that this is a really fun movie, and it absolutely is. But I do think it's got what I wanted it to be is a bit about how this family was a bit of a mess. They were a bit of a screw up at the beginning. Yeah. And even though there's sort of implausible stories about people being assassins and stuff like that, I think
the moral is if you kill enough people, you can bring your family together.
Well, that's it. And
it's a great lesson.
Yesterday I started that journey, and it's really working.
It's a lesson we can all learn. Sorry. Carry on with your proper point.
I'm not sure I had one, actually. I think it's I've got kids, they find me deeply irritating. They think I make dad jokes. They like me sometimes. They don't think I'm cool. They think I tell them to get off their phones and stuff like that. And they irritate me with their insolence and their rudeness and their refusal to accept my love.
Yes, how dare they? I'm amazingly funny. What do you mean?
But I think that's a good thing to sort of make a little snapshot of a family in there, hidden amongst all the action and the comedy. Bad guys and stuff. Like that.
And you have done that because it is lovely, and you do want them all to get along and be that family unit. It's a beautiful film, really well done. You should be very proud. I loved watching it. I thought it was charming really cool, really fun, charming family film that's beautifully done with some great action and heart in there. So well done. Not easy.
Great. I'm really glad you like it. It's fun talking to you, even though you make a lot of puns.
Well, I mean, you might argue it's fun because of that.
Yes, you might not. You might argue. You might not.
Just to wrap things up, could you offer some one bit of advice, maybe to younger you or someone trying to break through, that you wish you'd known back then?
Well, I mean, I think it's really hard to say that, because it's in some ways it's easier now because everyone has a filmmaking device, so you can make a film in a second.
Simon has flashed his phone for the record.
Also think, yes, exactly. But I think it's also much harder as well. I think the advice is make a film, whether it is getting all your friends and any money you have and spending 2 weeks making a half-hour movie, or make a little animation film, make a film of your friends sort of climbing to the top of a roof and then jumping off, whatever it is. But try and find the story and the character within that, and try not to break your leg when you jump off the roof, obviously. Make films, because anything is. I made a film this morning because my car's got one of those screens with a camera with the reversing light. And I said to my kid, "Hey, I'm going to make an action movie now," and I just reversed very fast toward a wall and braked. And we did the wall, and I said, "That's the movie," and it was.
I love it. And he went, "Dad, no." He went, "All right, when you watch The Family Plan, I'll be back in your good books. I promise. I promise."
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, this has been really amazing. The Family Plan is out now on Apple TV Plus. Go watch it. It is brilliant fun. Whoever you're with, whether it's your family or it's just your friends, it is great. You're really going to enjoy this movie. So listen, Simon Cellan Jones, thank you so much for your time.
Really nice to
chat.
Great
pleasure. Really good talking to you guys. And let's do it again.
Yeah, let's. I'm now going to go streak down the road with a leak between my legs and go feed the cows.
Yes.
So you just wish me
another
luck.
day for Giles.
Live your best life.
Dom's going to feed the pigeon. So it's,
That's the lay of the roost.
He's always going to have the last word, doesn't he?
Right?
You can have one. If you've got one,
if you've got one, you've got one. Listen, go out there, make your films, make it happen. And if you're lucky enough to rise up and do well, it is your duty to
send the elevator back down.
Or the pigeon. Until next Tuesday, take care, everyone. We will see you then. Go make your films. Do it. Take Simon's advice and go out there and make your films. We'll see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.